majority of NVIDIA's employees, the majority of them are millionaires. And 3/4 of that majority that are millionaires are actually decamillionaires. They became that because of their equity in the company. So I learned about job hopping, where you're able to increase your salary anywhere between about $25,000 to $50,000 every time you job hop.
Equity is more so of stocks towards, retirement, etc. Or in the tech company, can you cash in that equity every year?
Yeah, so great question. He started choosing to work at crypto tech companies. And so the cool thing is that when he got on at Ripple, aside from his high six-figure salary, they also gave him 70,000 XRP tokens. And that's 70,000 tokens of XRP that was at 20 cents.
Yeah.
Now it's over $800,000.
Welcome back to the table, family. It's your boy, Anthony ONeal, aka AO. And today, it's going to be a real one. I've got my brother Cyrus is in the building, the founder of Tech is the New Black, back at the table. That was just all tongue twisting right there. The table, Tech is the New Black, back at the table. That was all crazy right there. But now, some of you may be thinking, wait, this name sounds very, very, very familiar. Well, that's because about 2 years ago, I had Cyrus on the show for the very first time, where we talked about how he tripled his income in just 5 weeks. And 500,000 views later, he is back. Now he is back to share his latest endeavor in the tech field that is transforming people's lives. Not only did he completely transform his life by leveraging tech, but he spent the last couple of years mastering his craft. And today, he's here to talk about a game-changing opportunity that could help you change your financial footprint. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. Did you know that the entry-level tech salaries typically range from $60,000 to about $120,000+, which is significantly higher than the US median salary of $59,000 according to Forbes. In fact, in that same article I read, they also highlighted 15 entry-level tech jobs that pay over $100,000 in just last year, 2024. So yes, you heard that correctly. 15 entry-level tech jobs paying over 6 figures. And here at the table, y'all know I'm all about financial freedom. I'm passionate about not only teaching you the skills that you need to succeed, but also sharing different opportunities to help you get on the path to financial freedom. That's exactly why I had to bring my boy back to the table today to share his incredible opportunity that can help you and get to that next level of 6 figures. So keep it locked, because right after these quick commercials, we got to pay some bills. We're going to get into today's show on how you, yes, with no experience, can make $100,000. We'll be right back.
All right, family. Let's have a real conversation here real quick before we get back to today's show. We're about to move into 2025. And as we're moving into 2025, I want you to really and seriously think about this. If something happened to you today, would your family be financially secure tomorrow? One goal you may not have on your resolution list, but absolutely should, is life insurance. And Ethos, my friends, can make it very simple for you. You see, with Ethos, you can get a quote, a free quote, in seconds, apply in minutes, and in most cases be covered the same day. It's 100% online, no medical exams, and super affordable. For me, this isn't just about insurance. It's about building generational wealth and protecting the ones we love the most. Think about your kids, your spouse, your parents, your loved ones. Ethos makes sure that they will not struggle financially when you pass. Whether it's covering mortgage, replacing lost income, or helping your kids achieve their dreams, life insurance is your way to create a legacy. I don't want you to wait until it's too late. The sooner you sign up, the more affordable it is. Head to the link below to get your personalized free quote, protect your family, and start building your legacy with Ethos today. Listen to me, family. Look at me before we get back to today's show. Go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance. Get a free quote today. It will take you minutes that could change the rest of your loved one's life. I promise you. Go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance. Just click the link in today's show notes. All right, let's get back to the show.
Cyrus, I'm gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna get straight into it, bro, because my people already know who you are. And if you don't know who he is, I'll have Michelle link to the previous show that you and I did.
Yeah.
I think got like 500,000 views, bro.
It went crazy.
It went bananas.
And helped thousands of people.
Oh, thousands. I think we probably did about 2,000 people total since then, over the last 2 years, get into the tech industry simply because of you, man. So I owe you, and you're killing it in this tech world. But yo, in this new endeavor, this on this new endeavor called Scale
In Tech.
Scale in Tech. I love this. I went on the website, I was doing some research, and man, the very first thing that popped up was a bold statement. And you know me, I'm a money guy.
Yeah.
So I got fact check everything. But inside of it, in the website, or on the website, I should say, you said that you can guarantee help someone make $100,000 without zero experience within 6 months to a year on an entry-level job in tech without having no experience.
So not only is that true, but also that's actually conservative. If anything, we decided to like keep the number down just so make sure we kept it modest.
You saying conservative, like they can make more?
Yeah, definitely more.
Talk to me about this, man. What is scale in tech?
Yeah, so the reason why it's Scale in Tech is because for those that didn't see my episode with you, when I got in the tech industry, I started out about $90,000, which is pretty normal. But within less than a year, I scaled to over $500,000 my first year in tech.
Wow.
And so by the time I did your episode, I was at my third tech company, even though I'd only been in the industry for about 10 months.
Okay.
And at that point in time, my total compensation had me at about $580,000 at that point in time.
580,000.
Yeah, it was major.
In the tech world.
Yeah.
With only a year in it.
Yeah, a little bit less than a year in it. What I realized, I learned a lot in the industry, things like job hopping, job stacking, equity, which is something people don't talk a lot about. Everybody focuses on the 6-figure salary, which is cute, but really the money is in the equity, and that's something else that we could talk about later. But ultimately, I learned a lot of different things that allowed me to scale in tech. And over the past couple of years, helping thousands of people get into the industry, even people that have been in the industry for 10 plus years that weren't making at least $200,000, $150,000, and I started doing a lot of coaching calls and consultations, I realized like, man, a lot of y'all are just focused on just getting this $90,000, $100,000 job. You don't realize you can scale much further. So we decided, we're like, you know what, scale in tech, because whether someone's in tech or they're not in the tech industry, they didn't understand they can scale significantly further beyond just that, that $100,000 price point. So
without sharing too much of your personal business, because I respect the privacy and it's really none of our business, but what were the basic things that you did to go from 90,000 to $500,000 within less than a year?
Yeah, so some of the basic things. Now, again, I know much more now than I did at that point in time. So a lot of it was God's grace carrying me with a little bit of things that I was learning along the way. So one of the things, like I mentioned, was job hopping. So the tech industry is unique in two ways, because one, the tech industry is one of the few industries that far outpaces inflation. So you know this number better than I do, so correct me if I'm wrong, but American inflation in America, it goes up roughly about 4 or 5% every single year.
3%.
Yeah, 3%. Yeah. Okay. And so these last few years have been a little crazy, but on average, most careers, people's income only goes up roughly about 2%. So people are technically becoming poorer or broker and broker every single year. But the tech industry is unique because the average tech job, just somebody that stays at their tech job, their income increases about $10,000 to $15,000 a year just if they stay at their job. But we want to talk about job hopping. My first job, I went from 90,000, and then 5 months later, I job hopped to another company. They put me at $157,000. It was $145,000 with a $12,000 sign-on bonus. The second time I job hopped, I went to a company where they had my total compensation that was including my base pay, my commission, because at the time I was in tech sales, my base pay, commission, my sign-on bonus, but also my equity. And this is the thing I started learning about. My equity within the company, it had me averaging out at $580,000. So I learned about job hopping, where you're able to increase your salary anywhere between about $25,000 to $50,000 every time you job hop. But the more important thing that I've learned since then is the importance of negotiating equity. I'm sure you're familiar with NVIDIA. They're like one of the top companies in the world right now. Everybody can look this up. NVIDIA, and this goes for a lot of other tech companies as well, but NVIDIA, the majority of NVIDIA's employees, the majority of them are millionaires. And 3/4 of that majority that are millionaires are actually decamillionaires. They became that because of their equity in the company. And so that's a play that a lot of people don't know about. So again, you know, the six-figure career thing is great, it's wonderful, we celebrate it.
Yeah.
But a lot of our other brothers and sisters, a lot of our Indian brothers and sisters, Asian brothers and sisters, they are aware of the equity play in the tech industry and how you can really scale significantly further. So we, again, the 100K again is very modest, but there's a lot that we know, as well as through our network, through our guarantees that we have because of our network. We're being able to guarantee people interviews with leaders at major tech companies. Through a lot of that, we're able to do significantly more. But again, to keep it modest, to keep it conservative, we just say 100K.
So when we're talking about equity within the company, equity is not tangible unless it's different in the tech industry. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Equity is more so of stocks towards, you know, retirement, et cetera. Or in the tech company, can you cash in that equity every year?
Yeah. So great question. Great question. So equity is two sides of it. There's if your company is public already, you get stock.
Yeah.
But then there is another form of equity where if your company isn't public. Either way, most companies, now when you get your offer letter, now, and this is one thing that we teach people, is not just negotiating your salary, but also looking at the equity. When you get your offer letter, most tech companies, they're not just gonna mention the salary they're gonna pay you and a sign-on bonus, but also they'll usually mention the equity you'll get paid. A lot of people don't know they can negotiate their equity. And so the equity of most tech companies, they have what's called a vesting period, which usually means, hey, you have to just stay at this company for this long. And then if you stay here for, let's say, a year, you get this percentage of your equity. If you stay here for 2 years, you get this larger percentage. And usually the average full vesting period to get 100% of your equity is usually around 4 years. So, for example, one of my colleagues, everybody's talking about crypto right now, which is incredible, which is wonderful. I got some investments in crypto, it's great.
Especially XRP, right?
Oh, yes. XRP is going crazy.
Facts.
Perfect example.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this. The company that owns XRP, they're called Ripple. They're a tech company.
Yep.
So Ripple, one of my colleagues, he's 27 years old. He's a millionaire. He works in tech. What he did, and he put me onto this game about a year ago. What he did, he started noticing the crypto market and what was happening. There's the lawsuit that Ripple just won, the lawsuit against the SEC. Either way, just to kind of keep it simple for people, he started choosing to work at crypto tech companies. And so the cool thing is that when he got on at Ripple, aside from his high six-figure salary, they also gave him 70,000 XRP tokens. Now, for those that don't understand what that means, at the time when he started at the tech company, XRP was valued at 20 cents. So do the math, 20 cents times 70,000. Now, fast forward to today, he's still at the company. XRP right now is now trading around about $2.40, $2.30, $2.40.
As of today, $2.30.
Yeah, so as of today, $2.30. So if you do the math, literally that $70,000 of stock that he has in XRP, or not 70,000, that 70,000 tokens of XRP that was at 20 cents, now it's over $800,000. So he's sitting on over $800,000. Now, a lot of people are theorizing that XRP is gonna go up to $5 or $10. So he's about to clear over $1 million. But even if you just take what he has currently, what he's sitting on in the company, and his over 200K tech salary, and his sign-on bonus, he has over $1 million a year. Now, going back to the vesting period, because there's whispers that Ripple is probably about to go public pretty soon. Basically, they're gonna sell themselves, go public. Ripple did tell everyone at their company, hey, look, you can't sell your stock, you can't sell your crypto just yet. They said if you want to sell your crypto, you have to kind of like talk to us, go through a process. But again, Ripple is a unique situation. XRP is a unique situation. In most cases at tech companies, if he would have hit that 2-year period like he's already hit, he would be able to cash out on that $800,000+ that he's sitting on. So again, this is a play that a lot of people in tech have been running, but they don't share about this and talk about this. A lot of people that look like us, we're just excited just to get $100,000, $150,000 job in tech, which is beautiful. But a lot of our other brothers and sisters, our Indian brothers and sisters, Asian brothers and sisters, they are aware of the equity play. Where they're not just looking at the salary. Many times they'll take a slight pay cut and negotiate that equity because they know in 2 years and 4 years, whether the company's public, whether it's private, whatever, they know that that's how they get to those millions of dollars is through the equity.
The gameplay you just taught right now is insane, because I think a lot of people are not getting this information when it comes to tech. They're only looking at, okay, I get to work from home, I get unlimited time off, and I'm making $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
But when it comes to building wealth, I'm always teaching this. Everything is all about what's the strategy and what is the strategic play to build wealth. So it's not just what you're doing today. It's about what can you have access to tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's where that equity play comes into play. Is that it sets you up to where now what you just said, the 27-year-old, his net worth is over $1 million, but simply because of his XRP.
Yeah.
And so at the time of us recording this, and this, because I know some of y'all gonna say, wait a minute, you said today, and this show came out in January. We recorded this in December, just so y'all know this. At the time of us recording this in December, XRP was at $2.30. Now I don't know where it's gonna be at the time of the release of this show. So people, I don't want y'all checking us. Like, wait, it's not XRP is no, it's not there. Now I get you. I understand. I'm thinking, but now at this time, he's worth $800,000 just from the XRP play.
Yeah,
right?
just from that.
And so I remember buying some XRP, man, and I bought it, early. My little brother hit me up and said, bro, you need to get on this XRP. And I'm sitting here like, oh, I'm happy. And then let it get to $10. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna cash out though.
Yeah.
If it get to $10, if it get to 5 or 10, anything above 5, I'm probably gonna cash out.
You got to do at least a partial cash out.
I got to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got to run that play. But the fact that a tech company is giving their employees equity like that is wealth.
Yeah.
And that is something that I pray one day I can do within my company, is give equity of the company. Because there are ways you could do that. But I really love that. And so inside of your Scale in Tech bootcamp, is this a bootcamp? Because here's my problem with boot camps, man. And we're at the beginning of the year. A lot of people watching this show right now are saying, you know what, I'm looking for something different. Last month in December, they rocked out with us and went through a Start Stronger webinar to where this year they want to start 2025 completely 100% strong.
Yeah.
Right. Coming up in a few days, we're all going to be praying for increase. So they're coming together saying, yo, I want to increase. I want to feel like I'm having an increased year this year. And so this is right on time, right? But the problem that I have with some boot camps out there that I won't name, they overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
And they get people excited and they don't get a job in a year or 2 years. Yeah. What makes Scale in Tech different from everything else?
Yeah, so great question. So to your point, that's actually why we launched Scale in Tech. Because the past couple of years, even myself, I've recommended people to countless different boot camps, some really great, some okay. The ones that aren't even on those levels, I don't recommend them, don't talk about them anymore. Nevertheless, seeing about 7 out of 10 people getting tech careers through the boot camps, what would happen is those 3 out of 10, more often than not, they would end up coming to me, either booking me for a coaching call or doing some type of consultation with me. And I started to notice time and time again over the past couple of years what was lacking from some of these different boot camps. And I started to notice things that I was aware of that many of these boot camp founders weren't aware of. And so over time, I was like, okay, I only have but so much time in my life for me to do like coaching call after coaching call after coaching call. Yeah. And so I realized the resources that I have and that Scale in Tech has are resources that these other boot camps they just are not able to have. Wow. One of those things being just the sheer size of our audience in Tech is the New Black's connections. So of course, Scale in Tech is the boot camp. Tech is the New Black is ultimately the parent platform. And through that, we have connections with tens of thousands of techies. We have a large network, hundreds of tech recruiters that we're connected with. Wow. We have the largest tech career community out of all the boot camps. Our community is over 5,000 people of an ongoing community with constant referrals. Yeah. Literally, I got off the plane probably about 2 hours ago before I came here, checked our Discord, and there were 2 different job referrals that people in the community posted about from their company that's hiring. People announcing mass hirings within their company, doing internal referrals that are constantly happening. So one is our large network, our large community. 2, we're able to do actual interview guarantees. Now again, we can't do a job guarantee. And I always tell people, don't ever trust a boot camp that says they're doing a job guarantee. Because usually that's just a way just to try to get people to sign up. But what we are actually able to do is we're actually able to do interview guarantees. The reason why is because, again, through our large network, we have partners with tech recruiters, hiring managers, and others where, and I'm gonna just say it straight up, like we pay them to interview people that are within our program. So now, of course, people have to like perform at a certain level in the program. They have to score over 85% in the program. So that way we're able to recommend them to those partners, because it's for people to be able to get jobs through it. So those are two things that we do that's pretty unique. The other aspect is our instructors. So our instructor, specifically for our AI QA program, our instructor actually did our program to get in the tech industry. So he did our program, got in tech, has been crushing it and killing it. We updated the program with AI training. He's currently going through his AI specialist training. And also we have 2 AI specialists that are part of our team, where we're able to train people, not just when it comes to the role in tech, but also with AI as it relates to that role in tech, because we want to make sure that people are ahead of the industry and ahead of the industry trends.
The noise, it's distracting. It's pulling me away from my purpose, and I need to make a change. Enough is enough. The hardest part is taking the first step. But on the other side of fear is freedom. It's time to take your seat at not just the table, but the head of the table. You see, abundance, wellness, and freedom are within reach. Embrace your purpose. It's your table. It's your life. It's your time. Does the world ever get so loud that it's hard to even think? Your purpose is calling, but you can't seem to hear it through all the noise until right now. It's time to take your seat at the table. What's meant for you will never miss you. But first, it's time to step into your power, own your purpose, and reach your God-given potential.
2025 is right around the corner, and it is time for us to align our prayers with our goals. I'm super excited because on January 13th through January 17th, thousands around the world, literally the world, will gather for Pray FYI. And that is pray for your increase in the year 2025. We're going to be praying for a decrease in debt, an increase in wealth, new income streams, and building a lasting legacy. That's exactly what's going to happen January 13th through the 17th. You see, Pray FYI is more than a platform. It's a movement of believers standing together to see financial breakthroughs and life-changing results. Whether you're praying for financial freedom, multiple streams of income, or the wisdom to steward your resources, this is the perfect way to start your year off with purpose. I want you to mark your calendars and register today and join thousands already committed to transforming their lives through faith and focused prayer. You're going to visit prayfyi.com today. Registration is 100% free. And you're going to take your first step towards debt-free, prosperous future. That's January 13th through the 17th, 2025. You're going to pray boldly. You're going to live abundantly. You're going to accomplish your goals. We're going to pray like it all depends on God this week. We're going to get the wisdom and strategies to where it all depends on us. And watch how God does some marvelous things. It's 100% free. Join thousands. The Bible says when 2 or 3 gather in His name, that's when He's in the midst. Registration is free. PrayFYI.com. It's on the screen right now. God bless you.
Now I got to ask this question. You got black teachers in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just had to make sure there, brother, because you are tech is the new black. And so if you come up with scaling black and it's all white teachers, I might have a problem with that. I ain't knocking it if you got some in there, but if you ain't got no black teachers, brother, we got a problem.
So everyone's black. I will say this. We actually just about 2 months ago hired our first white person.
I ain't bad at
a little diversity. I ain't
bad at that. We got to have some white people because, I mean, I think white people need to get into tech too, though.
Yeah,
definitely. I'm not hating at that.
Definitely.
But I do believe that black people we're missing out on a lot.
Man.
We're missing out on, one, watch this, getting in the tech industry and then learning how to become an owner of a tech company.
Yes.
And I think that we're starting to hear, okay, cool, let me go through a boot camp, let me get into the tech industry and make $100,000, $200,000. But I am learning and watching you grow over the last years, man, how you got into the tech industry. You came from your car, delivering for DoorDash, working in a tech job, becoming an influencer and a thought leader in that space, coming from not only now are you a thought leader and an influencer in that space to now you own an actual tech company. I want to ask you this question because I think this is important for us to really talk about. What is the difference between a traditional business ownership and a tech business ownership?
The difference is millions of dollars. Many millions of dollars. So for example, and
Yo, wait, I bet it didn't say, well, you know, it's a little bit more softer and it's nicer. And no, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, it's millions.
Yeah.
It's millions of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, people can look this up. I love for people to do research. People can look this up. If you look up what the average traditional business is worth after 5 years, the average traditional business in and of itself is not even worth $100,000.
Wow.
If you look up the average tech business, especially AI tech business, or you can call it a startup, you look up the average tech startup, after the first year, it's already worth $2 to $3 million.
Yep.
And so now again, I know some people hear that and they think like, well, yeah, of course, like, you know, you have to be super nerdy and you have to be this certain type of person to create a tech startup. And that's not true at all.
Okay.
Not true whatsoever. So for example, I myself, even though I've been in the tech industry, I'm not technical. I say this often. I still don't know how to code. I don't know any of those intricacies. Nevertheless, even last year, myself, I came together with two other young men, and we co-founded our AI tech startup called Octoply AI.
Okay.
We found it, we built it, and it was ultimately an AI tool that was helping people when it comes to job search and being able to apply to companies.
Okay.
And so now we built it to sell it. Now we sold it very prematurely because all of us are very busy. Obviously, I was busy with Tech is New Black. My co-founders are busy with other stuff. But literally, we were able to come together with a senior software engineer, which is one of the co-founders. We got some other developers. We told them what we were building, what we were doing. And then we were able to build it and we were able to sell it this year for $820,000. So literally within 7 months, now mind you, I want to be clear, that's faster than usual if someone's able to sell a tech startup, but it's also for a lot less money than people sell tech startups for. But we're able to literally build it, grow it, and we're able to sell it for $820,000. Anyone could look it up on LinkedIn. Octoply. A lot of people, y'all could scroll down on my page on Instagram and see when I was promoting it really around this time last year. But again, building a tech startup it's hard work, but it's a simple process. Simply put, all you need is the founder, the CEO, usually the idealist, the person that has the idea. You need a developer, someone who can actually build it out software-wise. And then, you know, depending on what you want to do with the business, obviously you either need a tech salesperson to sell it or a marketing person, depending on what your goals are. If you're actually trying to just sell it to the market, or if you're trying to like grow it and scale it and like sell it to some investor or venture capitalist or something like that. So either way, creating a tech startup, the issue is that a lot of people in our communities, we were mentioning earlier, talking about, you know, our white brothers and sisters. I made reference to our Indian brothers and sisters. I want people to look this up. You can look up the average income per ethnicity. And what's actually gonna shock a lot of people, white Americans are not even in the top 5 list of earners in America. Now, depending on how detailed we want to go on the list, and again, I want to be very clear, this is no slight or disrespect towards anyone. This is like us just breaking down the numbers. So our white brothers and sisters, depending on how far you want to break it down, they're not even on the top 10 of the earners in America. The people who are in the top 5, this changes around a little bit, but number 1 are Indian Americans, Chinese, Japanese Americans, Nigerian Americans, shouts out to our Nigerian brothers and sisters, and Filipino, and then like it kind of switches around a little bit with different individuals. Now, why do I mention this? I mention this because the question has to be, okay, well, how did these other groups pass white Americans? Like, what happened exactly? If you look up what most of those groups, the top career, all of those groups go after, they go after 2 careers. They go after either the healthcare industry or they go after the tech industry. So first and foremost, they're making significantly more because they go after those industries. Now let's delve a little bit deeper. The tech industry, y'all can look this up, the tech industry is hiring more than any other industry in the world, even compared to the healthcare industry. So those groups are not just getting in the tech industry, They either, one, are coming together, a couple of them will come together, create their own tech startups,
Yeah.
or they're gonna run the equity play, or worst case scenario, they're sitting on a nice 6-figure career working in the tech industry.
Yeah.
So versus when you look at the Black community, we are the last that are trying to even think about getting in the tech industry, either because we think you gotta be, you know, super smart, or you think you have to be super technical. Either way, this is something that I've realized time and time again, and our community's finally starting to catch up to it. But the opportunity right now to create not just a tech startup, but an AI tech startup is major, because there's no AI tech company or startup that's in existence today where they're masters of AI, because the AI boom is happening right now. This is like the real estate boom or crypto boom at the ground level. So the opportunity is incredible for everyone. And so that's why we're excited to have Tech Founder Pro and be able to help people become their own tech founders and build out their own technical applications. So they can go one of two directions. Either one, if they want to actually upgrade their own business, let's say it's a business owner, they're like, hey, I'm not trying to get a job in tech. I'm a business owner, I'm successful, I'm well. It's like, cool, but you still need to upgrade your business when it comes to technology and AI so you can be competitive in the market. Or if someone's like, okay, I'm not trying to be a founder, but I do want to be able to build my own app or have that skill to be able to build apps for companies. Also in the Tech Founder Pro training, they learn that as well. So again, the notion again, as we talk about scale in tech, is beyond just getting in tech, is beyond, you know, scaling to $200,000, $300,000. It's even beyond the equity. It's, hey, it's helping our community scale to become tech founders, because the end goal, ultimately, we talk about the creme de la creme of success is being a founder, is being an owner. And at the top of that heap, whether we talking Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, anyone you want to list, Bill Gates, Mark Cuban, all of it is in technology. Yeah. All of those people that are at top, it is because I think
Mark
Zuckerberg, Jensen Huang, the founder of NVIDIA, all of these are tech companies. Literally the only two people that are in that high up list that aren't in tech is Warren Buffett and Arnold, the guy who owns LVMH.
Yeah.
But we look at the list, we all see the writing is on the wall.
Yeah.
That's where wealth is going. But the beautiful thing is that even if you have a tech startup, you still can create a startup that's worth several millions of dollars. You don't have to be an Elon Musk or somebody at that level.
Yo, we're going to drop the link inside of today's show notes on how you can get access to this boot camp. I mean, the cost is crazy affordable. All you got to do is go to anthonyoneal.com/scale. It should be up on your screen right now for that information. But Cyrus, I want to ask this question because I really want to make sure that by this time next year, people who are watching this show and listening to this show can be in a different position. I'm going to be conservative.
Yeah.
They take your boot camp, but then by this time next year, they should be making 6 figures in a job. Mm-hmm. Within the next 2 years, they should be looking at how they go from their job to now owning a tech company. Inside of Scale in Tech, are you teaching them how to eventually become a tech business owner?
Yeah, exactly. So they learn not just how to actually build out their own application, but they actually learn how to be able to pitch it to VCs and investors.
Wow.
So the instructor of Tech Founder Pro, again, the training that's within Scale in Tech, the instructor that's within Tech Founder Pro, shouts out to Nova. He is a serial tech founder. He's a young black man who's created now 3 different tech startups. Literally, what he does every single month, he is at a different, they're called hackathons. He's at a different pitch competition where he's competing against other tech founders, where he's pitching in front of venture capitalists and major investors. And so he is the one that's built out the entire curriculum that we have. So it's not just learning how to actually build out a tech business, but literally how to get in front of venture capitalists, how to get in front of investors. By this time next year, this is something that we're working on right now. We're actually upgrading our podcast to where one segment of it is actually going to be a pitch competition. And again, because of Texas New Black's network, we have a large network of venture capitalists, of investors, and other people, even angel investors, people that are 6- and 7-figure earners in the tech industry. With our competitions we're going to do, and of course we're going to shoot it, record it, post it everywhere. it's going to be set up for those investors to be able to hear from the graduates of Tech Founder Pro. So that way they're going to be able to come up, pitch their business on camera. It's going to be shot and edited. So worst case scenario, even if they don't have an investor that invests in their business, their idea, we'll be able to shop it around online. So that way they'll be able to reach a much larger audience of investors.
Whew, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So inside of scaling tech, again, I'm just breaking this thing down. I got to ask the hard questions because I'm getting excited about this. Yeah. When they get inside of it, they got two options. You can go the tech pro route to where you can become a business owner. Yeah. And you can also take the route to where just to help you get a job. Yeah. Get an entry-level job making 6 figures and possibly even higher. Yeah. But then while you're getting the education to get the job, the 9 to 5, work from home, good benefits, good equity, good time off, you're also going to teach them, hey, this is the first part, get into tech, learn the job. The second part is, how do you take this information and go start your own tech business?
Yes, specifically collaborating with people within our community and network. Because of course, I don't believe in anybody being like a Lone Ranger cowboy, you know, and again, that's one thing that hurts our community a lot is that many of us just want to be Lone Ranger. But, you know, as we know, you can go faster alone, but further together. Yes. So again, whether we talk in PayPal, like a lot of people like to talk about Elon Musk, right. They don't talk about his origin with PayPal. PayPal Mafia is what they're called. Y'all look up PayPal Mafia. The people who actually created PayPal, Elon Musk was a part of the group. What? Peter Thiel, the founder of LinkedIn, the founder of, literally you could look up the list. There was over 10 different people that created PayPal. And that's why they call them PayPal Mafia, because all of those men are now billionaires with other businesses they created. But their first creation was PayPal. And so the goal or the idea is that, hey, don't just try to create a tech business by yourself, because most people that need to create a tech business, the issue they run into is that they're like, okay, if I'm not a technical person, who do I go to that's technical? Wonderful. In our 5,000 plus member community, we have plenty of people that are technical that maybe might not be an idealist when it comes to creating a business, but they can build out the software. So good. But then they're like, okay, well, how are we going to be able to sell it? Oh, cool. We have a lot of tech sales people in our community that'll be able to join forces with you. We have people that are leaders in tech sales that could literally be like your VP of sales. They can handle that. And then when it comes down to, okay, cool, how do we market it? Again, one, we have a large community, but then two, with our platform with Tech is the New Black, even like with the short interviews that we do and more we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be able to market and push it. Because the idea, the goal is not just getting people 6-figure careers and just teaching people these skills to become a founder, but it's how do we help our community? You know, again, people that look like us primarily, how do we help us be able to attract these venture capitalists and these investors so that way we can become billionaires? And so, the goal is truly for us to be able to scale further. And again, I've learned this time and time again, sometimes when you talk about big numbers, you talk about $1 billion, you talk about these big numbers, to some people, it sounds so out of the realm of possibility. Yeah. So I want to be very clear. That's not for everybody. That's not everyone's calling. Facts. If that's not your calling, at least you can get a 6-figure career. Facts. But for those that do have that drive in them, for those that are like, yo, I do believe God has called me to build something. Hey, I do have this incredible idea and I believe it can be huge. Literally, opportunity is there for them to be able to collaborate with people that are within the community as well. And I want to be clear, it is a lifetime community. So the boot camp, the training is one thing, but the community is lifetime. So that way we can all grow and scale and tech together.
You know, as we're ending this show, I want to ask this question because this is your wheelhouse. What do you think is the future of AI and tech? And I mean, AI is scary, but at the same time, it's refreshing at the same time. And it's like, as a business owner, I've really, like, over the last 90 days have been looking at AI, like, how can I use this to scale my business? Yeah. But still keep jobs, right? Because some of this AI stuff it's taking jobs.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm sitting like, wait, I pay someone, I only got to pay you $99 a month? Like, but I pay this person XYZ a lot? Yeah. You know, and so I'm like, wow. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on the future of AI and tech, and how is Tech is the New Black, scale in tech, helping people master AI to keep their jobs but not lose their jobs?
All right, so I want to treat it like the gospel.
All right, let's do it.
It's good news and bad news. Okay. It's like the gospel. So start with the bad news. Yep. The bad news, and we all see the writing on the wall. 2-3 years ago, the reason why I started Tech is the New Black, Tech is the New Black was really me saying, yo, tech is the industry that everyone should pay attention to. Mm-hmm. People thought I was crazy 2.5, 3 years ago when I was saying, look, everybody, whether you're a business owner or you just looking for a job, you need to at least pay attention to the tech industry. People thought I was blowing things out of proportion. Now, nobody thinks I'm blowing anything out of proportion. It's pretty obvious. The writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
That being said, going to the scary route, the bad route, I want people to look up UBI, or Universal Basic Income. This is not a theoretical thing. The government and the top tech leaders, I'm talking Elon Musk, y'all can look up Elon Musk talking about this. You can see Sam Altman, who's the founder of OpenAI, ChatGPT, him talking about this. They're having talks with the government. Universal Basic Income essentially is government assistance for the world. All of the top governments are talking about this because they know that AI, robotics, all of this technology is about to basically take everything over. So what they're doing to try to safety net everything is they're creating universal basic income, to where there will be a basic salary or income that the governments are going to be able to pay out to people, to be able to make sure people have something. And again, Black community, we know what that's like to live in a ghetto.
Already.
We know what that Section 8, housing is like. So that's not a good thing.
Right.
So, and again, it's also for business owners. All of these different tech companies, whether we're talking Amazon, whether we're talking Meta, all of them are becoming AI companies.
Yes.
And what they're doing is they are buying up other companies as well. So even business owners that think that they're safe and they're good and they're comfortable, these tech companies are coming for those businesses. They're coming to be able to either replace them or buy those businesses. Yeah. So whether someone's a business owner or they're looking to get a job, they definitely need to really pay full attention to what's happening and get in as quickly as they can. One of my colleagues, Ruben Harris, shouts out to Ruben Harris, the founder of Career Karma. He shared something with me a year and a half ago, and I wasn't allowed to share it at the time, but now I have the freedom to share it. Ruben had been meeting with Walmart, Costco, Home Depot, these larger retail organizations. They were meeting with him because they are planning to do major mass layoffs. And I'm not talking like, 100,000 people. I mean, to where they're almost wiping out the majority, if not all of their staff. They're planning on doing this in the next couple of years. Again, this goes back to UBI. Now, why they're collaborating with him and they're collaborating with others is because they're going to offer some different tech trainings and services as a way to say, hey, we're laying all of you off, we're letting all of you go, but we're gonna fund for you to be able to do some type of tech program so you can get some type of education for the tech industry. It's just some kind of cute way that they'll, of course, and again, this part right here, what I would say is theory, because we're theorizing why they're doing it. But the theory is that it's just a way for them to basically be able to say, hey, we offered something. Like we offered something for people to be able to get another career or do something to be able to make more money. Either way, the writing is on the wall as to what's happening. Now, again, that's the bad news. The good news, Jensen Huang, who is the founder of NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the company, the chip maker. All of these AI companies, they need these chips that NVIDIA makes. NVIDIA is basically the plug, and all these companies have to come to NVIDIA for their chips in order to do the AI processes that they're doing. Jensen Huang made a quote, and he said, AI is not the thing that's going to replace you, but the person that knows how to use AI is who's going to replace you.
That's it.
And so the good news, again, we talk about the bad news, the good news of this gospel, this message, is that everyone who's watching, everyone who's listening is now fully aware that they just need to get an AI tech career.
Yep.
And so now, whether we're talking scaling tech with Tech is the New Black, there are other programs out there as well. Nevertheless, we are specific that everything that we teach in the program is giving AI training alongside of it. Yep. So that way to make sure that people that are in the program, people that are getting out of the market, that they're ahead of the market. So that way they will be the person that is using the AI in their job or in their business.
Yo, what you just said is gold. It's not, I think a lot of people are getting scared of AI.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in a private room of a bunch of college presidents and VPs, and they're all sitting in the room saying, man, we have to start teaching our young people the power of AI and how to use AI. But the schools are behind in using AI.
Yeah.
So they're like, wait, we first got to get AI into the schools.
Yeah.
And then we need to start educating our young people who are coming through schools, especially in the grad programs as well, how to use AI, because what you just said is so factual. It's not AI the problem. AI still needs a human being to type and to do the functions, right? But if you're a human being who do not know how to properly do it,
Yes.
you are going to be replaced by someone who knows how to effectively and efficiently use the AI tool.
Yeah.
And so this is why I think your program is just so needed, because you're teaching them, one, how to get into tech, two, how to scale in it, three, how to become a net worth millionaire in it, four, how to build a 7-figure business and then eventually keep it or sell it.
Mhm.
And I am extremely, 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 extremely passionate about this, you guys. And this is why I invited my brother to come back here on the table to have this quick, powerful conversation. Listen, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cyrus, you don't have to have experience. You don't have to be a nerd. Y'all, I'm not a nerd. Coding, I don't want to know coding. I don't care for coding. I will run from coding, all right? But I'm not running from looking into and investing into tech businesses. Yeah. I'm not running from AI. I'm not running from the things that is going to change our future. Listen, especially when it comes to us minority people, people of color, we are always the last people to jump on. And by the time we jump on, yeah, we can make a little bit of money, but it's always the other races that are making a large amount of money because they saw the opportunity to jump on something. Mm-hmm. And so do not allow your fear, newness of something to delay you from at least checking it out and getting the education on it. I did a study sometime last year. I can't remember when. I know, and I'm not gonna get too spiritual, but this is my boy Cyrus, so I can do this. A lot of us read this scripture totally wrong. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We all say, I can do all things. I can do all things. Well, the problem is you miss the scriptures, the verses before it. Mm-hmm. If you really read the verses, he says, I know, I learned, and then I learned, learn. So there's three kind of things you got to do. For first, you got to learn. No, I gotta go back to the scripture. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. But learn, know. I can't give you all verses. I don't remember it verbatim. Go back and watch the YouTube video. But it was pretty much, we come in and we know things. But the key thing is you got to go learn something. Yeah. And when you learn the correct thing, you got to go back and unknow, aka unlearn what you thought you know. Yeah. Once you know the right thing by learning the right thing, that's when you can do all things through Christ, because you have the correct information to do it. So some of you all are saying, well, I can do all things. I can make $1 million. Well, you can't if you're not willing to go to Scale in Tech and learn. Now, you know what you need to know. I know I need to go to Scale in Tech to get this information. Now, when you go to Scale in Tech, you need to learn it. Then when you learn, you got to come back and unknow some of the things that was preventing you from building a net worth. And that's in all aspects. That's in relationships. That's in investing. That's in debt. That's in whatever. We think we can do all things through Christ, but we haven't unlearned. We haven't unknow what we need to really get there. Yeah. I don't know why I just went there. As a matter of fact, I had a whole different scripture on there today, but I felt led to talk about that one, because I feel as a matter of fact, let me just pull up that scripture, Cyrus. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't want to mislead people. I'm here for it. In this one. Philippians 4, verse 13, it says, for I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. That's Philippians 4, chapter 13, it's New Living Translations. But that's verse 13. I want to go back up though, right? I want to go back up to verse 10. And this is how we get the correct context of everything, because we got to read everything around it, right? So this is Paul thanks for their gifts. How I praise the Lord that you are concerned about me again. I know you have always been concerned for me, but you didn't help me. You didn't have the chance to help me. Verse 11. Not that I was ever in need, for I have learned how to be content with whatever I have. Verse 12. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it is with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or with little. Verse 13, for I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. So what do we see here? Know, learn, know, then learned. I know, then I learned. Then I know, then I learned. Now, because I did that, I can do all things through Christ. Go back and watch.
That's good. That's
go
good.
back and watch the whole teaching I did on that. Just as I'm growing in the word, man, it's like, I'm like, man, I'm diving into this word. I'm understanding it. And I used to walk around and say, I can do all things through Christ, but I ain't know nothing.
Yeah.
And I ain't learned nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm walking around, God just gonna bless me with $1 million because I can do all things through Christ. No, if you didn't take time to learn something, then to go back and to change what you know, and then once you change what you know, go back and learn more, you're not gonna be able to do all things. You're not gonna be able to do verse 13. So listen, little mini Bible study. I'm sorry. This is my show though. That's my brother. He used to preach too, so I love him.
Here for it.
Go to anthonyoneal.com/scale. You know now. You know what you need to know for the future, that AI is changing the game, that it doesn't matter if you don't have any skills. So you know that. Go learn what you need to learn so you can come back and change what you know, and go back and learn some more on how to start that business and change your life. That's when you can do all things in tech. You can start that tech business. You can start that tech career through Christ because you've learned and you know what you need to know. Yo, this is your boy, Anthony ONeal. I got to go. I'm tired. Cyrus, and we're going to put all of his information inside of today's show notes. If this is your first time watching Cyrus, I'm sorry we didn't do a whole intro, but he's been a part of our network, our family. He is a brother of mine. And so we'll put that inside. We'll put the previous show inside of today's show notes as well, so you can check it out and learn more in detail about this brother. So we thank you. We love you. God bless you. And I'll see you soon. All right.